Hi everyone, this is Danielle here for Hip Kit Club, and I'm here again for another sketch challenge. So this week I've got this lovely drawing from Elsie Robinson has created this sketch for us all to kind of work from, and we've been asked to create cards this week, so sort of based on this sketch. So because this is kind of this sketch is almost set out like for scrapbooking almost with the photos. I'm going to tweak it slightly to sort of fit with the kind of card format. But what I think I'm going to do is take some of the elements of this and kind of use them in each card, because I'm going to make free cards. So one, I think I might kind of use this almost like a sort of polka dotty kind of element to the card. Another one, I think I'm going to kind of use this more like paint splashy element, and then another one I'll probably use like more of a floral thing. I'm going to try and keep this theme though of kind of working in freeze and kind of keeping it all quite central and quite plain around the edges. So that's my kind of plan. I've never made cards before, so this is quite a new thing for me. But I like to test myself, so we'll see how I get on. But I've cut my cards out just from a sheet of 12 by 12. So I've got 3 different sizes. So I've got this kind of long one that I'm going to work with, and then I've got just like a regular kind of greetings card size, and then just a little tiny small little one there. So I kind of figured 3 different sizes, hopefully I'll get sort of 3 different looks out of each. I've also kind of pulled together some bits and pieces that I want to use in the cards. So I mean, I'm kind of thinking that we got these lovely little Truly Grateful books that have got like cute papers, little tiny squares of them all, so they're really sweet. And then this one's got like little phrases and things in it, you are loved and stuff like that, so celebrate. So I might try and incorporate those. I've also, I mean, this is just my big tray of fussy cutting madness from sort of previous scraps and things, so I tend to just keep it all when I'm working, just in case I want to dip in and grab anything from here, because I've kind of already done the hard work. And I mean, I just really like that's really cute, that happy place. And then also I've got these are just some other bits and pieces that I fussy cut out, because I was thinking perhaps, so I haven't used the lovely Joan Hadfield house paper yet, so I was thinking maybe I might do like a moving in, like a new house card maybe. It's like this happened, kind of moving in. Oops, another one. So yeah, I was thinking like that would work, like the black and white one. I could maybe put over paint splashes on that, or I could do something with the sort of polka dots and keep that quite like a monochrome. Then I've got like these little books that were from one of the Dear Lizzie She's Magic papers, which are so sweet, and I haven't used those yet either. So I don't know, but it's hard to think of a card that would be relevant. Maybe one for like a teacher or something perhaps, I'm not sure. So I'm sort of cut all those out anyway, and I'm going to have a ponder on that. And then just got like some random little bits and pieces that I've chopped out from the papers. So there's those sort of bits too. And then also, oh man, it's got so much stuff. So I've got all these lovely bits that some of these things I haven't really used that much yet. So I mean, I'd really like to use these. These are the little mini alphas, and there's a couple of different ones. See, there's some monochrome ones there too, sort of black and white. So I mean, I quite like to use those. So they might be for some of my titles. I could do like New Home or something with the black and white ones. So I'd like to use those. Still got some bits and pieces in here as well to use, so there's no reason why I couldn't grab a couple of embellishments. I've got a couple of bits from the office hours stickers as well. That's the Dear Lizzie She's Magic sticker sheet too. I haven't used any of those yet, which are gorgeous. So, there's so much stuff. It just keeps on coming. So I want to kind of get into using some of these other bits and pieces that I haven't been able to touch yet. So, yeah, I think maybe even like some of these little, see, that's polka dots. That's really cute. So yeah, I'm going to kind of just have a bit of a play and see how I get on. And yeah, just try and use some of the bits from the September kits that I haven't actually kind of had a chance to play with yet. And that's only because I think just by fluke I've been put down for a couple of challenges where I've had to use the main kits, and I got the Pocket Life Kit this month as well, and I've just not been able to get around to using it yet because my challenges have been using the main kit, so it's all just been sat there like waiting patiently for me to have a chance to get my teeth into it. So this is the perfect opportunity. So I'm gonna go to town. So we'll see how I get on. I'm not by no means an expert on cards. Like, I have not a clue what I'm doing. So you can join me in that journey of craziness, and we'll see how I get on. I hope you're all well in the meantime. And what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of my usual chatting away, waffling away, fade in, fade out, do a next stage, and at the end I'll kind of do a little talk through of what I've put together. Sound good? I hope so. Okay, I'll fade out now, and then I'll fade back in, and I'll start working on like my first card. Okay, see you tomorrow. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to start with the house one, because that's the one where I've basically got more of an idea of what I'm doing than any of the others at the moment. I just cut this strip off of, this is the reverse of the Gem Hadfield house paper, so there's a really sweet like floral little pattern, and that works quite well as there are florals on the sketch, so I do want to kind of stay as true to the sketch as I can. So yeah, I'm thinking I could have this little strip, which I need to sort of cut to size a little bit more along the bottom, and then I was thinking maybe about having a little row of the houses like on either side, sort of something like that, and then having like one be in the middle, and maybe like have like an arrow or something pointing down to kind of be like, this is the new home. Those are the stickers from the from that little pack of Indian summer stickers, alpha stickers. So yeah, I could spell like new home out of there, or like home sweet home or something like that. And then I also remembered I've got this lovely Heidi Swap stencil from the kit as well. This is from the colour kit. So I was thinking, I wonder about maybe doing like some polka dots in the background or something to just give it a little bit more texture, because at the moment, I mean, I like the kind of idea, but I'm just a bit worried that it's a bit plain. So I was thinking maybe I could use some sort of medium, and then maybe because that's a weird sort of, there's a little bit of a weird colour to that, so I was thinking about mixing in some gesso just to kind of whiten it up a little bit, and then I could do like, some polka dots or maybe some stars behind in the background. I did also consider perhaps using like the moulding paste almost to kind of cover these, so they're kind of a little bit more sort of, they fade into the background a little bit more, and then have like the prominent house be untouched, and maybe bump it up on a little foam dot or something, just to kind of be like, this is this is the house. So yeah, I'm sort of having a bit of a ponder on that at the moment. I've also got I could do like some little ink splashes, perhaps. I've got, that's white, so again it would just give it a kind of a little bit of a texture or something, but without kind of taking over the card, because I mean it is still a card, so at its essence it's supposed to be sort of obvious what it's for and not be too crazy and ambiguous. I don't want to go too random. I mean, there is that one too, which is also very cute, so I mean I'm just having a bit of a general mental break about what decision I'm making. So I'll have a little play. At the moment I'm thinking I might use moulding paste on these and see what it looks like when it dries, and then I think I'm going to do moulding paste polka dots behind, just in the background at the top, and I'll stick this down and and see what that looks like and see if I'm happy with it. If not, I'll be destroying another piece of 12 by 12 to create another card. Okay, right, well I'll be back in a second and I'll show you what I've what I've come up with. Okay, bye. Okay, so I'm not sure how successful that's been, but we'll see when it dries. I've just used the stencil to put a couple of little polka dots on there. I mean, they've come out really neat actually. You know, for me that's quite an achievement, because I can be a bit dangerous when it comes to moulding paste. As you'll see here, where I basically I've used moulding paste on top of the houses that I kind of want to hide in the background. So, I mean, again, we'll see how they are once they've dried, because they're still pretty wet at the moment. I've got like gesso on everything all over my desk, gesso messo. Right, so yeah, I'll let them dry and then I'll see where we're at. But you know, I think I do quite like the idea of having that. I think that would be quite cute. So yeah, I'll let that dry, and then what I'll do is while that's doing its thing, I'm going to move on to one of the other cards and sort of start working on that, so I can kind of eventually have free finished products while my back and forth while I'm letting everything dry. And I'm going to wash my hands again actually, because I'm still covered in paint. Okay, right, I'll start on the next one and I'll be back. Okay, so when my first card is drying out, I'm going to start on this one. I was originally going to have it this way around, but then I started thinking about maybe having like some sort of rainbow sort of effect. So I thought maybe it might be nicer to have it that way around too. Because I've chopped out this sheet of Dear Lizzie She's Magic paper, and I liked the colours. I liked this sort of section of colour there with that kind of bottle green to blue and pink. So I kind of chopped out that little section. I do quite like the yellow too, so we'll see how I get on. Or like up here I could grab a little bit. But yeah, so I could just quite like the idea of maybe having some sort of a little rainbow dealie on this. I could chop the strips out maybe. So I mean, I know that doesn't, I've got the sketch here again, it doesn't really follow the sketch, but I can maybe add some elements from the sketch in here, maybe some florals sort of poking out from behind the kind of strips. So because it's quite hard to kind of incorporate this into cards. I've seen some people have done some amazing things so far with the cards on the team, like they're crazy good. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure, but I'll persevere and see how I get on. But yeah, I've seen a few people have done some lovely bits and pieces with rainbows on their 12 by 12 layouts, but I quite like the idea of doing something a little bit smaller scale. So and as this is by Elsie, and she seems to be quite a fan of rainbow colours and things, I kind of feel like it would be rude not to do something sort of rainbowy. So yeah, and also I've still got quite a few of the She's Magic bits and pieces to use. So I've got these lovely stickers here as well, so I could pop some of the florals poking out from behind the rainbow strips, and I've got these little birds and things, so, and also these lovely little words from this little sticker set here. So these are really cute, and the pink sort of obviously match with the paper and that, so I might try and do like a little, you know, like a little I love you kind of card, you know, put like I love you here, you and I, little hearts, and then there's like the navy ones, there's more hearts magic special, you know, so they're quite sweet. So it could be a little anniversary card or something like that. So I might make a little anniversary card maybe. So that's kind of where I'm thinking with this one. So I'd like to use some of the sort of brighter colours and use these stickers because they're so lovely and like iridescent. There's that kind of shiny finish on them that's really lovely. So yeah, so I might do a little bit of something with that. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. That's my cat just entering into the room. Okay, so yeah, I'll start cutting these out into little strips and sticking them on and see how I get on. Okay, and I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so I've chopped out my little strips, and I've got them kind of like roughly on the card. I'm thinking, oops, come on. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I'm thinking basically like obviously chop along the top so they're sort of all neat, and then I'm thinking about like poking some little bits and pieces out from underneath them. Now I think to do that I'll either need to sort of Pritt stick them down so I've got the ability to kind of lift them up if I need to, or I might use just some little foam pads, but just not stick them everywhere, so then I kind of have that space to kind of sneak behind if I want to. I might sort of push like foam pads some down and some not, so I've kind of got this like raised and non-raised effect. I don't want to have it too 3D because you know, it's a card after all, so it's gonna try and fit in an envelope. But yeah, so I might do that, and then find some of the cute little bits that kind of go with the colours to kind of dot around. So yeah, I think I'll, oh, careful, that's my cat jumping off and stuff. Be careful. Yeah, so I'll have a little think on that. I quite like the idea of, and using some of the little hearts and things, you know, like scattering them around. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll stick these down, and then I'll just start poking bits and pieces in. I did have a like brief thought about maybe stitching some of these, but to be honest, I think that might be more difficult than to tuck things behind, so I'm just going to persevere. But then at the end, if I have any where I don't, then there's no reason why I couldn't just stitch like a couple of stitches along like one. So yeah, I'll have a think about that. I'll get to the end and then see how it looks. If it looks too busy, then I'll leave it alone. And if it looks a bit too plain, then that's when I'll get out the needle and thread. Okay, right, I'll return when I've stuck. Okay, so I've glued down my strips now. I've just raised up 4 of them on little foam pads, and then the others are just stuck down with Pritt stick, so I can kind of lift them up and move them around if I need to, and then at the end I'll sort of glue them down and fix them a bit better. And I've got my sticker sheets and everything, so I'm just going to probably have a bit of a play really. I mean, normally I really kind of do sit down ahead of time and plan what I'm going to do. You know, my process videos are a bit of a cheat really, because I kind of know what I'm going to do ahead of time, and then it's just a case of kind of showing people what I'm up to. But with this, I genuinely don't really know what I'm doing, so yeah, I suppose in a way that's probably a natural process video. It's real, it's happening. I'm not making decisions and changing my mind as I go, but yeah, normally I'm a little bit more organised. This is a bit more chaotic, but you know, bear with me, and hopefully we'll still come up with something that's nice. But yeah, it's one of those funny old things. I've only just started recently coming sort of do process videos and stuff like that, so that's why I find it hard to work when I'm being watched. I don't know if other people struggle with that, but I find that I end up with completely different things to what I would do normally if I was just sort of on my own faffing around. I think it's just because, you know, when you're on your own, you change your mind so much. I mean, I'm constantly picking things up, putting them down, moving things around. Like, you know, I could sit there with one embellishment and move it around like 5 or 6 times, and how boring would that be to watch me have a crisis about an embellishment? You know, it's not exactly it doesn't make good telly. So yeah, that's why I don't normally do the things this way. I tend to sort of have a bit more of a coherent idea going on. But yeah, never mind. We'll see how this all goes. The stickers don't want to come off. There we go. So yeah, I mean, it's still sticking with my little theme of kind of like love and little like kind of love card, anniversary card. I think that's where I put my phone dot there. How annoying is that? I thought that might happen. Okay, I need to put 4 dots down, and typically one's right where I want to place something. We've got another little heart. So I'll do on the hearts first. The top. And then, woohoo, that's really cute. Also, what you could always do with these, depending on what direction I'm going to go, let's go that way, is cut a little, a little triangle out, so you've got a little banner there. That's quite sweet, isn't it? I might raise that up actually. I do this quite a bit where I've got like just because it's a sticker and it's a flat sticker doesn't mean that you can't bump it up, you know. There are ways around these things. You just foam dot it up. So let's try that. Don't know, sometimes I do just like that kind of, whoops, 3D element. I've wonkied that foam dot there, it's not quite straight. But yeah, see, I just like the kind of 3D effect you get. I don't know, there's something about it makes me happy. So what else have we got here? Some more little green hearts there, they're sweet. Put them there. These have got that lovely iridescent finish to them as well, so they're just so pretty. Oh, do you know, I keep moving that one. I've moved that one like 3 times now. I just like the idea of overlapping on both sides of that little rainbow. Okay. Let's do Love You. Oops. I'll put the back of that one. You can see how candid I am with scissors. Oh, it's so embarrassing, but I've never been able to cut with scissors like a normal person. It's a source of much ridicule in my family. But, you know, I still cut neatly. So they can all leave me alone to my weird ways. There we go. So that's quite cute. Comes off my finger, there we go. Yeah. That's sweet. Okay, and then, oh, there's a big pink one there. Pop that one there. So that's quite sweet. I mean, the danger is you could just get carried away. No, so I know what I'm like. I will just sit here and use up an entire sheet. There's something missing there, though, isn't there? Might be fun. Oh, it's a toughie. They're also lovely. It's hard to make a decision. That bird's pretty cute. Yeah, I'll leave that one for now, and then I might have a little ponder. I need to glue those bits down. But I mean, that's quite cute, isn't it? It is very simple. What I might do is back it on, I've got some blue cardstock from the card kit, so I might just sort of back it on that, just to give it a nice little coloured border. And I just need to glue these bits down because they're all popping up at the moment. But yeah, so I'll leave that one for now, and then I'll have a little ponder. I think my gesso madness has dried now with my little houses, so I think I'll go back to that card and finish that off, and then move on to my third one. And at the end, if I've changed anything, then we can go back to it and I can kind of show you what I've changed and why. Okay, right, let's revert back to the new home card. Okay. Okay, so my card's dry now. All of this is dry. All the little gesso houses are dry. So it's just a case of trying to see what would work. I've kind of put that like that before, didn't I? I'm just trying to think like how I did this. I think I had these like this, and then I think I had this there. Let's just see. Have a little fiddle. Whoop. Yeah, something like that anyway. And then I used the little stickers to make this little guy. I've got a tab punch, so I just punched out a little punch with the papers, and then I've used these little stickers to write my little new home down. I chopped them to size so they sort of fit on here a little bit better. But now I'm wondering what to do with that. So I'm wondering whether to like have it poking out from behind this strip, or whether that's then sort of too much going on with all the houses. So I might maybe lose one or two of these just to kind of make it so it's not so busy. I don't know, what do you think? It's a bit of a mess. So yeah, I'm just sort of having a bit of a thought on that at the moment. Maybe I'll just lose them from one side, you know, so I could still have that in the centre. Oops. Have my little tab poking out, and then perhaps just have like a couple on one side. I'm not too sure. I'm sort of still having a think on this one, so it's a little bit messy. I've kind of thrown a spanner into the works by creating that, really. But yes, I'm gonna have a little think, and then I'll come back when I've come up with a plan. I've made that little arrow as well out of the paper too, so I can sort of, if I do use that, then I can have that like pointing down. But yeah, I need to give this a little bit more thought, I think, because it's still not quite there in my head. This might need maybe trimming up a little bit to make it so it's not so big. But yeah, I'll be back when I've thought it through. Okay. Oh, I could show you this in the meantime though. This one's finished now, so I've acted on some of the blue. We've got this basil paper. Oops, just disappeared. There we go. Still got a strip of this left. So yeah, this is from the cardstock kit. So it's a lovely colour blue as well. So yeah, so I've got that which I've just cut to size and then mounted the front of my card onto. So that does finish it off quite nicely actually now, because that kind of blue pretty much matches. I've still got to stick those little bits down because they're popping up still a little bit. But yeah, so that's the kind of finished card there. And then yeah, I'll carry on with this and I'll be back in a moment when I've made some decisions. Okay, bye. Okay, I've got it. I'm there. I think what was happening was I had too much of a big black line along the bottom and it was throwing me off a little bit. So I've made that strip a bit smaller, and then I had this thought where, because I wanted that tab to be poking out but I wasn't sure how to do it, and didn't want to add any more colour because I thought it'd be a bit mad. Or any more black. So I had this idea that if I had these like strips of white layered up, oops, and then my kind of thinner black strip along the bottom, it's a bit messy, but you know, this is just to kind of show you what I'm thinking. Then my little tab can sort of poke out, and then these guys I can kind of tuck behind a little bit more, so I'm still using them and they're still there, but they're the kind of like, you know, other houses that aren't the new home. You know, this is the new home, and that will be the only one that will be bumped up. I'll pop it on some foam pads and I'll bump it up in front of everything. So then we'll have this new home tab poking out, and then the new house sort of at the forefront. I might lose the this happened, you know, just because then I feel like it's like two titles kind of fighting against one another. But then I could always bring in this little polka dot badge. So, you know, I'm by no means done. I'm conscious of the fact that I've got a lot going on, you know, because I've kind of made this decision to have the polka dots because I wanted to kind of replicate the sketch, and then, you know, I was sort of worried about having too much going on. But yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at now. So I'm going to start gluing things down, and then I'll just have a little ponder on this and if anything else is needed. But yeah, so I'll be back in a mo with a finished card and a brain that's gone to mush. Okay, bye. Okay, and I've given up. I stuck everything down now, and I'm quite happy with this. I still don't know if it looks a bit too plain, but you know, I've kind of thrown a lot of different things at it, you know. If you can see, you've got the moulding paste and the gesso there, so I've got this kind of 3D circles. Then my my little gesso houses are kind of tucked in behind my paper folds. And then this one's just stuck down with some foam pads just to kind of bump it up a bit. And then my tab I've just kind of stuck up slightly with some foam pads, again just to kind of give it that kind of raised look. And then everything else has just kind of been glued down now. And then I just got, I do this sometimes, you get like a pencil and you get the rubber end and you just stamp it in some ink and then just dot around on it. So you end up with this kind of sort of polka dots, but kind of different shades, because you just keep going basically until it's sort of fading out. So you get these kind of lighter ones and then darker ones. So yeah, that was just to kind of give it something, because I was thinking when I take photos of this might not show up at all really. So yeah, I kind of wanted there to be a little extra element as well of sort of that black and white going on too. So yeah, a bit of a simple one, but still quite fun. So I mean, you know, so I've got my two so far, totally different, you know, totally different cards, but you know, that's kind of is my kind of thing. I do tend to kind of drift into all kinds of different styles of things. So yeah, I mean, I did wonder about the just adding in the bliss badge, but I don't know if that's going to be too much then, just a whole other extra dealy, you know. Yeah, I think it might be a bit too crazy. The weird thing I did notice when I finished is it kind of looks a little bit Christmassy, purely accidentally, but yeah, I think just because of these, they sort of look like sort of snow, so yeah, and then this kind of looks like snow as well because of the torn paper sort of hills. So yeah, accidental festive new home card. But cool, so there we go. So that's 2 from 2, and I've just got one left to go. Ignore all my sticker bits I've been attaching to the edge of that. So yeah, I've just got one card to go, which is this one, and I think maybe what I'll do with this one is sort of follow the sketch a bit, so do something with florals and maybe some sort of frame situation, because I've got somewhere in all the mess. Oops, that's not that. Where are my frames? I've got these lovely frames, whoops, from the Dear Lizzie one as well. So I haven't used any of these yet. I mean, these are cute. I mean, I probably won't be able to fit all 3 on there because the card's quite small. But yeah, I'm wondering whether to try something with the frames. So I'm gonna have a little think and see what I can make with this one. But I'd quite like to kind of have more of the elements of this sketch into it. So I might drop some paint spats on, and then once that's dried, then do something with perhaps even one frame with some flowers poking out from it. I'm not sure what the theme of this card will be. I'm thinking I've got these to use, so you know, I could find something from here to kind of do for a card, but yeah, because I kind of like, you know, I'd like the idea of making cards to actually give them to people, so I don't want to just make something for the sake of making it. I want to make it to actually eventually end up in someone's house. So yeah, I'm going to try and think of an actual reason to make the card, because we don't really give out like fall cards or anything over in England. We just sort of, you know, kind of very boring people. Just birthdays, you know, birthdays and big occasions. We don't tend to give them out for things. Occasionally you get Easter cards, but really kind of keep it quite traditional. So yeah, so maybe a thank you card might be nice though, because I've got this lovely thankful here. So yeah, I'll have a little think. But yeah, okay, so enough waffling anyway, and I'll crack on because this is going to be a massive video if not. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Okay, so this is my final card. So I just had a little ponder on this one and decided that I'd quite like to use that blue cardstock again because it's quite nice, and I found this frame which I liked, which kind of goes nice with the cardstock. So I was thinking like maybe instead of doing the free frames, I might just do like one and then have my sort of florals kind of poking out from the inside the frame. So like I've got these, I fussy cut these from the She's Magic papers, whoops, and I was thinking about perhaps having them kind of poking out from the frame a little bit, and then I've got these leaves which I can sort of have, oops, like poking out too, you know, from here and there, and then I've got I found this which was really cute, which says collect beautiful moments. It's really sweet, and I was wondering if somehow, because it's like kind of yellow as well, that goes nicely. I'm thinking maybe I might be able to mount that on another piece of cardstock and have it kind of prominent in the centre, like poking out from the top. Yeah, so I just think that's quite cute as a sort of like a, almost like a thinking of you kind of card. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Yeah, so I might just sort of start the ball rolling with this, and if I need to fussy cut some more bits as I go, I can. But I quite like the idea of them kind of poking out from inside the frame only, if you sort of see what I mean. I think that's quite fun. So yeah, so I'm just going to stick these bits down and then start raising up edges. I can sort of bump up edges with some little foam pads to kind of give that little kind of 3D element of things like layering up, but obviously without it being so layered that you couldn't fit it in an envelope. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going. So I'll start gluing things down, chopping things out, and then I'll come back and I'll have come up with an idea. Okay, right, bye. Okay, and here we go. Here's the finished card. So I've sort of stuck everything down now, and then I've just used them like little foam pads to kind of bump things up a little bit. So we've got like this leaf is like poking out here, and this one too, and then my little sort of title, if you like, is stuck down too, so that's kind of bumped up as well. And I've just foam padded up the top of this little sort of Polaroid frame as well, so that's flat and that's sort of 3D, just to kind of give the feeling like everything's kind of leaning out of it slightly. So there we go. So that's my 3 cards finished. 3 totally different cards. I mean, they couldn't be more different, could they? It's like made from like a different person with each one, but yeah, I mean, they're just fun, aren't they? I'm just sort of having a play really more than anything. So and using different parts of the kit. So this is like a Jen Hadfield card. This is Dear Lizzie, and so is this one actually. Yeah, so these 2 are sort of Dear Lizzie ones, and yeah, and then that's that Jen Hadfield papers. So yeah, so this is everything here's done from the September Hit Club kits. So you can pop over to the Hit Kit Club website. That's a bit of a tongue twister, and you can check out the kits there. Yeah, and anything you want and need, you can find on the website. So I'll leave it there. And thanks so much for watching. Sorry this one was a bit of a painful one. There was lots of fading in and out. There was lots of lack of decisions going on, a bit haphazard. So yeah, sorry that it wasn't the slickest of videos. But we got there in the end, and we've got 3 cards to show for it. So, you know, a successful, I guess. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say really. So if you want to, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and make sure you subscribe to the Hit Kit Club YouTube page, and you can check out any of my bits and pieces, and in the link, I'll put the link in the text below. So yeah, if you want to head over to my channel, you can feel free. And anything else you need to know about the kits or what I've used and put together will also be in the, I'll put it in the text below the video. So there we go. Okay. Yeah, and I hope you all have a lovely Sunday. Well, it'll be Friday when you see this, but at the moment it's Sunday here. But and if you want to enter the sketch challenge, then if you head on over to the Hit Kit Club Facebook page on Friday, you'll see the sketch will have been uploaded, and then that's where you can enter, and if you want to upload your sort of entry there, and then a winner will get picked and they'll get some vouchers. So yeah, it's definitely worth giving it a go. Okay, so love to you all, and I'll see you again soon. In the meantime, take care and happy scrapping. Okay, love you lots. Bye.